I'm all done with my yard work. Looks beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Like I said, this is a second hobby of mine. And if you don't see me inside mixing, I'm out here doing some yard work. It's 2 o'clock. It's gonna hit 2 o'clock. So I've been out here since I think 9:30 in the morning. So yeah, this right here. Ooh, this cactus right here, beautiful cactus. I brought this cactus from California. I went and visit my sister, and she made a salad. You know, we Mexicans eat nopales, and she made like a salada. It was a bomb. So, when I was telling my sister, I said, "This thing is good. Where you get your cactus at?" She was like, "In the backyard." And then she gave me a little piece. I came back home and I planted it, and there it is. So I might just chop a little piece off, and then plant it over here somewhere, another one. So when we eat them, oh, that sucks at the bomb. And then they have a fruit. Oh, that fruit is good too. So yeah, so it's all done. I did a lot of yard work. I went around with my water hose and I water all my plants too. So all my plants are nice and watered. Grass looking sweet. Grass looking sweet. Now this weeds the grass because when I was seeding, it came over here. I gotta buy me some weed killer before it gets worse. So all the bushes are nice and trim. I did every single bush. Look at the lizard right there. The little lizard, when I came and watered the plants, I gave him some water to drink too. I should chill outside right now. It's not even hot. It's nice and warm. I should just hang out here. Just kick back and watch YouTube videos of other DJs. See, I already cleaned up all the weeds that I had right there. But they're not weeds. They were just this bush right here. This bush underneath, it grows like a vine underneath. And they just be popping out of everywhere. And then I just yank them, and you could see the vine just going right back into that bush. They just grow wild. So if you don't take care of it, that sucker grows huge. So you gotta just maintain it. I trimmed this a little bit. I couldn't trim it a lot because the dang lemon tree's in the way. So as soon as my lemons are done, there's another lizard right there. Lizard, see him? There he goes. I gave him some water earlier too. As soon as my lemons are done, see, I got all these lemons right here. As soon as my lemons are done, I'm gonna trim my lemon tree. I'm gonna cut a bunch. We got lemons back here. I'm gonna cut a bunch of those. I'm gonna just cut branches, just trim it down a little. Too big. It's getting out of control. I gave everything a nice haircut. Nice round. Little good haircut. Everything looking good. Look at that lemon on the ground. The branches is so heavy. Let me see the big old. Oh, this one doesn't have a lemon. I could cut that one off. I should cut it. I just wait until my lemons are done. Look at those huge lemons, man. Sucker's bigger than my hand. I don't think they're lemons, but they are. Suckers are huge. That's what happens when you overwater them. I water my plants. I take care of all my plants. See, I even water my roses. I came back here and just water them. Gave some good water. Bet you it's all drying. Poor rose. My roses are drying. Just look at that, nice and round. Everything is all nice and trim. This one here too. This bush, I gotta trim it down a little. And this one right here, I made that one nice and round. I just changed my name to Edward. Edward Scissorhands. Nice and round. Now this one here, this plant came from El Salvador. My mother-in-law, she's from El Salvador. So give saludos a toda la gente del Salvador. So she gave me this and my plant, and I told her this is a tropical plant. It doesn't grow in the desert. And so far it's hanging in there. As soon as the roots grow out in the bottom. But in the winter, this sucker is just like, the winter shrivels it down. So this winter, what I'm thinking of doing is making like a plastic, what you call it? Like a glass house. So I'm gonna put some sticks like this, a couple of sticks. Go buy some plastic wrap, like plastic, just wrap it up. I should use saran wrap, and just wrap it up. Not the whole tree, but the outside, like a tent. So the inside could stay nice and warm, because in the winter, this poor sucker manages all dried up. And it just takes a beating in the winter. This is a tropical plant. And then over here, when this thing's in the winter, the thing went away. I thought it was dead, so I ended up planting this right here. And then next thing you know, in the summer when it gets hot, this goes away, and then this thing popped back out. I was like, what the? So I got duped, but so I got 2 plants growing right there now. What else we got going on back here? Now this bush over here. I planted the bush from outside. I found it growing wild, and I planted it. But check this out. Inside this bush, look up in there. There's a hole right here. There's a bunch of wasps inside. Right now they're not there no more, but there's a bunch of them in the summer. Every time I try to trim this bush, after I had to trim it, there's a bunch of 20 million wasps come out of it. And I'm like, oh snaps. So I had to always be careful trimming this bush. Like I'll do half of it and they all come outside, run. And then come back the next day, do another half and run. Because they just, suckers swarm around you when they just start. They haven't stung me yet, but they just, as soon as I seen them coming out, that's when I just stop and run for the hills. Yeah, but I don't know if they're here no more. I think they left because it's getting cold now. So yeah, I shook it and see if there's any bushes in there, wasp in there. Yeah, it has a bunch of wasps. So I had to think of ideas to get rid of them. So I came out and sprayed it with some wasp spray, and I took off running again, run for the hills because those suckers come attacking you. But I haven't got stung yet, so I haven't seen them lately. So hopefully I could trim it again next weekend. So yeah, got that poor rose is all dying. Gotta water it. This one right here too. The reason why it's dying because suckers right here. There's a funny looking shrub just grew in between it. So now this shrub is taking all the water from this plant. So I'm trying to get rid of this shrub. I cut it, but so I'm going to have to just dig the whole thing out and redo it all over again. This one too, I got a shrub in there. You can see it in there growing in the bottom. And the shrub is one of those trees in the front. It's not a shrub, it's just a tree. Those things are called Chinese something. I forgot what it's called. Like a Chinese something tree. And I got them in the front of the house. And the birds dropped the seeds back here, so they just start growing wild back here. See, I got another one in here too. This one right here. Let me show you. Let me cut a branch so you can see what I'm talking about. This right here. This is not the rose. This is the Chinese something. It grows wild, and they start falling they start coming in my roses. So they're just eating up all my rose. They're taking all the water. So either I could just plug up the drippers, let it dry up, dig it out, and plant another rose. So I might end up doing that. So watch, let's see the front, the Chinese tree. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm trying to throw this away. Too lazy to pick up the lids. Let's go out in the front and see who's out there. First, let's peek. Nobody. Cool. Yeah, this one right there. That tree. I dropped seeds. This one right here. I dropped seeds. And those, I could tell because I already seen the branch. And it's the same leaves. Same leaves. So what I could do, I could either let it grow into a big bush, a tree, but it's close to the house. I don't want that. I'd rather plant it away from the house. And look how big they get. The things are huge. So yeah, I'm all done doing yard work. Now I gotta go back in the house and practice. I'm gonna take a nap and then I'm gonna get up, maybe mix a little bit. Mix a little. Your boy DJ said Manos always mix every single day, do something. Gotta keep up. There goes my palm tree. That's a big. Planted from a seed. What was on the seed? I found it growing wild. So yeah, your boy. Oh, here goes the plants I was talking about. If you don't take care of it, this one I hear it grows wild, and if you don't take care of it, it just gets big. That's where I found it at. Check it out. Let me show you another one. It's growing wild. I found it in here. See, this ain't purple. My bush ain't purple. My bush is pink. And this purple one grew in there. Somehow it just blended in. See, it's the same one over there. That purple one. So we got one growing inside, growing wild. So pretty soon, I'm going to have purple and pink. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Look at this. The summer, man. The summer takes a beating on my plants. And then right now, the winter going to come in, so they all going to dry up. The spring is going to grow up nice and beautiful again. And then the summer's going to tear it up again. Yeah. Over here, 120 degrees. Nah, I don't get that hot. The hottest it got here this summer was 116. But the grass take a hit. And the plants, they take a huge hit. Look at this. Poor plant. It's all like, you know, look at this. Take a beating. My poor plants. But yeah, hopefully this summer, or not the summer, the spring, I'm gonna try this with this one. I'm gonna try one first. I'm gonna cut it down to the bottom. I did it to those. I did the same thing to those. I cut them really low, and they just grew out again. Just grow. Let me see if I can show you. See, like this one right here. This is how low I cut it. I cut it this short, and then they just grow again, and it starts off fresh. So I might do the same thing. See, I cut it right here, and it just grows again. So I might do the same thing to that. Just cut it and just grow again. I'm gonna do the same thing to my roses. So yeah, this is your boy DJ Steady Manos. My second hobby here. I call myself a Jardinero. I'm gonna go chill in the backyard. Get me some water. Man, if I just had a hammock, should buy me a hammock and just chill in the backyard. Like my neighbor. I let him borrow my spreader. And I think he told me he just reseeded this weekend. So he planted seeds. I told him, I said, you better be lucky. It might grow, it might not, because there has to be a certain degree temperature, or else it's not going to grow. And I told him, I said, don't let it get too cold, because it won't grow. I said, it has to be around 80 degrees. And this morning it was like 40 something, 50 something. I forgot already. I think it was like 50 something degrees. So I told him, I said, you gotta be careful. How's your boy, DJ Steady Manos? I'm gonna relax. Later on I go mess around with the music. Alright, I'm out.